to heights of judgmental fury whenever Gloria Swanson's Sadie plays her jazz records over and over again. The bad girl heroines of 1920s and early 1930s movies always seem to have a phonograph and a few hot records to aggravate the puritanical men and women around them. And it is clear they get a kick out of this, as if they're saying, "Ain't nothing you can do about it, dearie." Once that window to music for everyone was opened, it could never be closed again, not by moralizing or classism or racism or sexism. This book is about that window being opened even further and the fight for freedom and equality that it eventually led to. It is also about the way a human singing voice can be a directly amorous spur to the deepest of desires and fantasies, and how it can be a bond of friendship or fellowship, and how it can ascend to the highest form of all-seeing and objective art. The sound of the right singing voice can reach out slowly and touch us, and it can feel like fingers gently caressing our flesh. Can this be? Yes, the voice says. Yes, it can, and it will, and it is. 1. Bing. Out of nowhere. The story begins with a voice on the radio. The voice is low, rough even, a baritone, urgent, throbbing, and sexy. Those who only know the later Bing Crosby might be taken aback by his vocal for Out of Nowhere, which he recorded on March 30th, 1931. He is not playing it safe here, as he increasingly did by the early 1940s. This record has a feeling of it's now or never, and he's betting everything on it. Crosby had been a singer with the Paul Whiteman Orchestra as one of the rhythm boys, with his partners Harry Barris and Al Rinker, but he was going out on his own now, out on a limb. He begins Out of Nowhere, softly, intimately, singing sweet somethings directly into our ear, as if he's making his pitch at a crowded party and has taken each of us into some corner of it. The voice on this record is trying to observe some modicum of propriety, but youthful ardor and copious amounts of liquor have their way, and Crosby is soon singing full out, like one of his idols, the Irish tenor John McCormack. But then, about 2 minutes into the song, he decides to pull way back on the volume, and the effect he gets from this pulling back is enough to make anyone weak in the knees from hearing it. Crosby is singing at full tilt again by the end of the song, which has a lyric by Edward Heyman, who wrote the words to Body and Soul. Technically, he's using dynamics, controlling the volume of his voice so that when he decides to sing softly after singing full out, it cannot help but be felt as a plea and a winning strategy. He uses a lot more vibrato as a young man than he will in the future, and he also uses his early trademark, a mordant, a slight fluctuation between notes. Crosby is both laying himself bare here and asserting his own power and command. It took guts to sing Out of Nowhere the way he did. He was done fooling around. Crosby was throwing his hat into the ring now, and he changed and transformed American popular music with his hip, intimate style of singing. When he recorded Out of Nowhere for Brunswick Records, Crosby was singing with the Gus Arnheim Band at the Coconut Grove in Hollywood, and he was making important contacts while also drinking and carousing, sometimes with his friend Louis Armstrong, who was also playing in that area at Frank Sebastian's Cotton Club. Every night between their outfit and our outfit, we used to burn up the air. Every night, said Louis. Yeah, Bing and Gus Arnheim and Co. would broadcast first every night and leave the ether wave sizzling hot, just right for us when we would burst on in there from the Cotton Club. Oh, it was lots of fun. The same listeners would catch both programs before going to bed.